Well, it's another beautiful sunrise in the garden. Things are progressing, moving along. Green beans, raised beds with lots of peppers in them. Beans are looking good. I have some heirloom white cucumbers sprouting on this trellis. Last of the lettuce. Squash here. More beans coming up in there with a new bean tower flowers. Things are looking pretty good. This is a new trial this year for this particular squash. This is a Tatsumi vining zucchini. We'll see how that does. The tomatoes and straw bales are looking pretty good. I discovered that because this maple tree over here is growing, it's shedding more shade and a little bit less light on this part of the garden this year. So I'm probably going to need to do something about that next year, but I'm not sure exactly what. However, the tomatoes and the straw bales are still looking good. I've got peppers in some of them and basil in some of them alongside the tomatoes, but starting to get some small tomatoes. I've been trying to keep them pruned. So, yep, there's a little black plum tomato that's coming on there, and things are really looking pretty good. This is the pumpkin patch. Things are growing over here too. Another bean tower. Those are Big Mac's pumpkins. These are Dill Atlantic Giants because the kids wanted to do that. Rhubarb bed still over here. A little bird bath Michael got me for the garden. Artichokes. The asparagus is looking very healthy. Got it nice and tied up so it won't drape over onto the tomatoes or on my new little rose bed over here. This year I'm growing some squash in earth boxes just because I had them. I've got some butternut squash and spaghetti squash coming up over there. I'll let them trail down the garden through the asparagus. And the roses in this little new bed are looking great. And back here, this is an old cart I had on the front porch that I've got some flower seeds coming up in. I'm going to be planting strawberries today in this strawberry tower. Eggplant is looking good. Potatoes are looking good in the grow bags. This used to be a chicken yard and it's now a tomato yard, and these tomatoes are looking great. I've got cucumbers and green beans climbing up the fence in here. I've got 2 sweet potato grow bags and they're looking pretty good. But things are looking pretty good. I've got a nice stand of dill along here. I love dill. Been picking some of that and using it with roasted vegetables already. Pickling cucumbers are really looking good. I've been training them to trellis up this fence. So I'm excited about that. I have one straight 8 cucumber, well, actually 2 of them in here just for eating. And the rest of these are different kinds of pickling cucumbers. The beans I've got are rattlesnake and a couple of heirloom bean varieties that you can eat fresh or shelled. So we'll probably do both. But yeah, these tomatoes are looking extremely healthy. Most of these are all, actually not most, but all of these in this yard are paste tomatoes. So I've got different varieties. The ones that seem to be the healthiest are the San Marzanos. 2 down there are Opalkas, and these are Amish paste. I don't think the Amish paste have done quite as well this year. The San Marzanos have definitely done the best. They're looking the healthiest, but they're all looking good. So back over here, down in this part of the yard, we have Indian corn and my melon patch. So in here we've got cantaloupe. Over there we've got watermelon, and everything is looking good. One more heirloom tomato here, just because I planted some squash in the middle of the Indian corn. And I really only planted one little stand of Indian corn this year, just this little row. It's Glass Gem, which is a beautiful Indian corn. And it's just for fun because I had the space Don't have the space for sweet corn this year, but we'll be looking at that maybe next year. There's so many places you can get good sweet corn around here that I decided not to take up my garden space with that. So anyway, things are looking good in Jan's garden on a beautiful and thankfully cool late spring morning in Northeast Tennessee. The orchard over here is also looking good. This winesap apple tree is, as usual, full of apples. So I'll have a good crop of winesaps this year. Down at the other end of the garden, the peach trees are loaded. We can just keep the Japanese beetles off of them. The pie cherry trees are loaded with cherries. We got blackberries over there. And we also have our berry patch down below. But yeah, this peach tree is full of peaches, and so is the one next to it. So yeah, it's going to be a good year for canning, and I'm excited about that. So anyway, have a wonderful day.